Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Jason Smith, and welcome to Attitude. This is the first of many segments. I just wanted to share some personal gains that I've experienced just as a result of changing my attitude, having a better attitude towards myself. And sometimes we don't even realize that we even have an attitude problem. But before I get into that, I want to read the definition of what the word attitude means. Okay. The word attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, typically one that is reflected in a personal or in a person's behavior. And yes, I did get that off of Google. But it's a settled way. It's a settled way. That's very important because we don't think about the attitude that we have towards ourselves. Generally, when we think about attitude, we think about, somebody having a funky attitude or somebody having a super positive attitude or whatever outward show that we can see towards another person or a situation, individuals, groups of people, whatever, an individual, their response to something. But the attitude we have towards ourselves is a extremely subtle thing. We don't think about it. We don't think that and if we do think about it, I know me personally, I would have never thought that I had a bad attitude. I would have never thought I got a bad attitude. That's the thing, is that sometimes you don't realize that it's not that you have a bad or a nasty attitude outwardly, but given the right situation, given the right circumstance, given the right people, it can show you how you're thinking about yourself. And it can expose the fact that you really think in an ungodly way towards yourself. When I mean ungodly, I'm not thinking about super sinful sexual sins we usually think of, or cursing, or smoking, or drinking, or having those type of vices. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about having an ungodly, in the sense of it's not God-like, because that's how we were literally made, to have a God-like attitude, to have literally God attitude. And that's what it says in Philippians 2:5. It says, let this attitude be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. Being in the form of God, thought it not robbery being equal with God. And so having the right attitude, and not even realizing that the attitude you currently possess is what is creating some stuff underneath the surface. It's creating issues for you. It's creating relationship issues. It's creating financial issues. It's creating personal issues. It's just creating issues. And it's the own way that you feel about yourself. Settled. It's settled. It's a decision that's already been made by you and me. That's why we don't think about it. We've already decided, this is how I am. This is me. We've accepted it, whether good or bad. And it controls, and as the definition says, it is typically reflected in a person's behavior. It's going to cause the way you act or behave. It's going to come out. How we think within is going to come without. It's going to manifest itself without. And it's going to create either blessings. It's going to create blessings, or it's going to create issues. And so I just wanted to point out the fact that our attitude is something that in most cases you wouldn't think is an issue, because unless you had, outwardly or obviously funky attitude or whatever, attitude that, when you observe a person, oh, that person got an attitude. And it's like, well, you don't realize, and this is what I discovered, you don't realize the detriment or the severity of the attitude that you have not being godly, not being a godly attitude. You don't realize that just having a normal attitude and that you think is normal, you don't realize what it's doing in your life, throughout the different aspects of your life, until you are in a certain situation that's going to cause a certain response from you. And being around people who have mastered or who master their attitude at a higher level than you do, that is able to either make you aware of it, either the situation can make you aware of it, or even more likely another individual, again, like I said, who has mastered their attitude at a higher level. Their settled sense of perception is solid and settled, and it's godly, And sometimes it takes those two dynamics to help you become aware of the fact of, because we so easily take it for granted or accept it that we're not thinking about it needing to change. That's the thing that needs to change, is your personal attitude. That's the thing. Your attitude is the first thing that has to change in order for any other changes to be unlocked or to come forward and to manifest. That's the first thing. And so being someone at the beginning stages of it that is experiencing the benefits of a changed attitude towards myself, and embracing, we could say it, you've heard often said, embracing what God says about you, and what, not only what he says, what he means and what he created. Like, all the evidence points to it being the truth. Now, I'm just not accepting a pipe dream. This is the truth of the matter is that we are made in God's very image and his likeness. We reflect him. We are his image in this world, both inside and out. And so it behooves us to embrace those facts, and with resiliency, and even, again, against the trials and tribulations that you yourself may even cause. You yourself may cause the self acceptance and the changing of your attitude towards yourself, the releasing of self condemnation and those things like that, that are self sabotaging habits, mental habits that we're just used to, we're just accustomed to. Those types of things are things that I would like to assist you with if you're interested. Attitude is also a personal coaching module that, hey, we can set up a Zoom one-on-one and actually go through some things, and I can share with you some of the things that I've had to overcome, and that some basics, so just some very fundamental things that's got me feeling really good and solid. And so I thank you for your time. I appreciate your tapping in with me for this brief segment of attitude, and look for more. There's going to be many more. This is one of many. And on Monday nights, 7 o'clock. Okay, until further notice. All right. God bless. Thanks. Peace.